me just watch. Don't believe me, just watch.
Back on the Morning Brew with Friends with Rebecca Latham, Secretary of Tourism. It's great to see you here. You are no stranger to morning shows.
It's been a while.
It's been
though.
a minute. It's been a minute. And in a previous life, before she was a government executive, you were on the radio and you were the morning show person.
Yes, I had a morning show here in Albuquerque.
That must have been fun back in the day.
It was easy, I think you could say. You know,
Right.
this job is fun. That job was fun, but not
Right.
as challenging.
Which one is more zoo-like?
Oh, that, you know, we could do a whole hour on that.
But this year I think it's great because you guys, last year at the tourism department, were able to get a significant amount more money. And that meant a lot more advertising, a lot more marketing push for the state. Have we seen a return on that?
We certainly have. You know, looking at just jobs numbers alone, hospitality and tourism is a real bright spot in New Mexico's economy. We certainly see a huge return on investment with regards to New Mexico True
It's
advertising.
like 7-to-1 or something is the number that I've read.
It is 7-to-1 at the tax base level, and so looking at incremental trips for people who are coming because they've seen New Mexico True advertising, not because they're friends and family or they're coming for business, but people who are coming for leisure travel as a result of seeing our advertising deliver a 7-to-1 return on investment.
Wow. Remember last year, there was a big push to, oh, we got some of it right there. Look at that. Oh, that's awesome. Last year, there was a big push to do more regional advertising, too. And that was the idea was to bring driving traffic to New Mexico, right? Because you were buying radio ads in Arizona and Colorado and around.
Right. We know that our two target markets, our two fly markets in Texas, Dallas and Houston.
And by fly market, you don't mean markets for flies.
No. We consider, I mean, we have our fly markets where people traditionally fly in from, and then drive markets where they drive in from. So, you know, Amarillo, Colorado Springs, you know, Eastern Arizona are all part of the drive market. Farther away, we consider them fly market, where our goal is to build awareness of New Mexico. You'd be surprised how many people live next door to New Mexico and have no idea.
Not at all surprised. I've been to Arizona, I've been to Texas. They don't know we're here a lot of times.
Right.
You
So
know?
last year with the legislature, the increase went towards more advertising in Dallas and Houston, and it looks like any increase that we get this year out of this legislative session will go to do more of the same, because we have the most room for growth in those markets, and research shows us that it's really the low-hanging fruit.
I know last year there was talk of expanding to, was it San Francisco? Is that still in the plan? Is that still?
It's still in the hopper, but the thing about San Francisco is that, you know, we have a philosophy, go big or don't go at all. And we can't get into San Francisco where it makes sense for less than maybe $3.5–4 million.
Yeah.
So when we started the legislative session this year, when we started moving into the session, the governor supported a pretty substantial increase for tourism that would allow us to get into San Francisco and subsequently Silicon Valley, because we know that New Mexico True advertising changes perceptions of New Mexico as a place to do business. So it's kind of, you know, we could kill two birds with one stone. However, oil and gas prices happened, you know, and that's no secret. So we have to be a little more realistic. What can we do with the budget we have now?
Is your budget getting cut, or is your budget about the same? You seeing an increase? I know the $6.3 billion HB1 bill, the budget is moving its way through right now. I think it's got to get through the Senate, one more Senate committee before it gets approved, right?
It's going now from House approved it on Saturday. It's going down to the Senate Finance Committee, and it does include an increase for tourism, both an increase for more advertising, but also, you know, they've done the legislature has looked around at all of the agencies to find out where there might be where can we take a little bit of this money that's not being spent and put it towards what you need. And so they've done that with the tourism department budget too, which actually, you know, frees up some money for more advertising.
Oh, very cool. So where are you guys looking at focusing your advertising? I guess I'm on this morning because of the Super Bowl, and we had Adam from Esparza on this morning. And when you guys hear 13 cents an eyeball, is that something that you guys say, wow, that's a great bargain? Are you do you look at it in those terms, or do you look at it in terms of simply markets and people you want to attract?
Markets and people we want to attract, and then you know, where research shows us we have the most room for growth. So I think, you know, based on any increase that we get right now, what it's primarily going to do is be able to allow us to hold our ground. With the increase in media costs due to the national presidential election this fall, everything is costing more money starting now.
Right.
So, it's going to cost us more money just to have the same advertising moving forward this year. So the increase will allow us to do that, and keep some funding for our event sponsorship program, which is directly benefiting the communities and helping us bring New Mexico True to life through events.
Cool. And one of those big events is tomorrow night. It's the big Unity Dinner, and this is a thing. I know that there had been some strife in the tourism world for a while between hoteliers and the tourism world, and there have been some struggles because, not everybody can have their business be as great as they want, but working together, we can all make something better, right?
Right.
And there's a big event tomorrow night. Is this a public thing? Can anybody go?
I know it was a public event. This is hosted by the New Mexico Hospitality Association.
Tickets might be all gone.
Right. It's pretty hot. I mean, the governor's speaking, Speaker of the House and Senate Pro Tem are both speaking. So it's going to be a really neat event, allowing us to celebrate the unified efforts of the tourism and hospitality industry, and also unified brand messaging for tourism in New Mexico True, and what we have been able to do as an industry to bring in more dollars and create more jobs here in New Mexico.
We've been watching a lot of the New Mexico True commercials. Which is your favorite? Which is the messaging you like the most?
Oh, I feel like every single one.
Oh, come on. That's the best political answer.
No,
what's your favorite?
I think one of my all-time favorites is definitely the very first one we ever did, The Fighter with Carlos Condit. But we just recently did a new New Mexico True story called Cured Earth, and it's all about adobe and how in New Mexico our architecture doesn't intrude. It grows up from the ground, and then in time it washes back into the ground. And that is something that is uniquely New Mexican. That's New Mexico True. I
was going to say the Chocolate Trail was mine. I'm a fan of the Chocolate Trail because there is something going on with that now, right? That is a big push for 2016.
Well, the tourism department we're hopeless romantics, and we love celebrating the maker culture of New Mexico. So having the New Mexico True Chocolate Trail right in this romantic time, isn't it delicious?
Yeah, right.
We've got not only some really incredible chocolatiers in New Mexico, but also products, red chili chocolate bark, and a chili cocoa beer from Santa Fe Brewing Company.
Ooh, I love it.
So we've created this roadmap, a literal roadmap to some of the neatest chocolatiers and New Mexico chocolate products on our website.
I love that. Well, we'll have to check that out. And we're back in a couple of seconds in the Morning Brew with friends, and then we'll figure out where we can get some chocolate. You didn't bring any, did you?
Next
time. Next time. We'll be back in a couple of seconds in the Morning Brew.
Turn your magic on. Let me see